from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. This Week in America on the Blue Funk Broadcasting Radio Network. Great to have you with us in the program. Website thisweekinamerica.us. As mentioned, our guest on the program is Jeff Wilson. You'll get information on Jeff in just a few seconds, also available at our website. When Jeff was 17 years old, a high school senior, he bought his first real estate property at auction while on a hall pass. He was CFO by 21, COO at 27, CEO and millionaire at 31, general counsel for a high-tech company at 38. I'm feeling awful inferior now. Even at 38, I had a paper route, but you were doing much better than, more advanced than I was. Jeff started, ran, and owned businesses as well as turned around distressed companies for 25 years, helping those entities reach record sales and profits many years, serving on multiple boards, consulting, pro bono work, teaching at colleges. He holds a JD, a licensed attorney in Ohio and Michigan, MBA, MHCA, CMA, CBM, BS, and AA in management, marketing, computer science, finance, and law. He's the author of Life's Cheat Sheet, Crucial Success Habits School Never Taught You, and he's our guest on This Week in America. Jeff, great to have you with us on the program.
Glad to be here.
What a life you've had. Like I said, I feel real inferior. I thought I was doing well with the paper route. I collected every Saturday like I was supposed to, and you're owning companies and
I started early. Started They didn't believe me when I came back in high school. I had to come back from that hall pass, and they didn't believe I had bought that house.
And was it a sheriff's sale?
It was.
So you were savvy enough at that time to know I can get a good deal on this.
And that particular house, we couldn't get in to see because the realtor was going through a divorce at the time and she was not showing houses. So we couldn't even get in it. So we had to peek in the windows and I had to buy unseen.
And it turned out okay.
It turned out okay, yes.
That was the first step on your way to being a millionaire. And
that's right.
So we're going to talk about so many things on the program. Jeff is going to be with us for the next 3 programs. So we'll have an opportunity to get into depth and talk about his book. First thing I want to talk about, and the name of the book is Life's Cheat Sheet, Crucial Success Habits School Never Taught You. And people go to school and they spend a whole lot of money, and now they're starting to realize maybe I overspent on the education. They're getting out and suddenly they're overwhelmed with student debt. From your standpoint, how do you see that playing into the rest of their lives and how they're able to balance things?
They're definitely going to have to get a hold of a financial plan, sort of take a financial temperature of where they're at, income, expenses, net income. What do you have to play with? Because that student loan debt, which many have, comes up usually 6 months after, and you start getting hit with that big payment. So they're going to have to take a look at those things, set a plan, and map out how they're going to be able to meet those demands.
And one of the coming programs we're going to talk about, because you have some good advice, what happens when you feel overwhelmed and how you can actually sort of negotiate with people so you totally are not taking all of the money you're making and giving back for the student education. But you know what's interesting with your career is you found some skill sets as you were going, not necessarily skill sets you got in college. How did you find those and how do they apply to young people today in trying to be successful?
When I found those, I had been in running companies for probably 20 years, had all those degrees and stuff, and I was sort of cleaned up. I just sold my last company. And my oldest nephew was graduating high school, and I saw, when I looked back, there were lots of skill sets that I didn't get in those classrooms, in all those business schools, finance, law, all that stuff. And so I said, wow, the graduates, young adults, really could get a leg up if they knew a number of these skill sets. So I started drafting them down and came up with that whole set of what I call streetwise skill sets. And I said, think of the leg up they're going to have if the bulk of their competition doesn't know that, doesn't know these kinds of skills like finding jobs, goal setting, sales and marketing savvy, networking, those kinds of things that you just don't get classes on. And I'm not taking shots at schools, it's more so they have state and federal guidelines they have to follow for curriculum and get to the ACTs and the SATs, all that stuff, to where they have got to put in so many reading or math and English and science and history. My suggestion is you cut out a section of each of those and you replace it with each of these kinds of skill sets so they have worked through a semester, a period of time where they've gone into depth on goal setting and achieving and financial planning and all those kinds of things to get the basic handle on it.
Well, I took a lot of Latin which was okay, but not really applicable to real life.
Right.
When you get out, unless you're going to go live in Gaul, you're sort of limited in what you can do with that. You're listening to This Week in America. Our guest is Jeff Wilson. Jeff's website, by the way, is lifescheatsheets.com. That information is at our website as well, thisweekinamerica.us. The book is Life's Cheat Sheet, Crucial Success Habits School Never Taught You. That's available at Amazon, information at the website. It's basically available all over. I know one of the systems you have is P.A.L, P-A-L. We've got a couple minutes left in this segment. Explain that to me and how that applies.
Sure. I had a mentor out of Canada actually say, develop a system since you've got so much stuff there. And the P.A.L is programming your mind. There's about 7 chapters on that. Accelerate Success with Street Smart Skills is the A, and Life Planning 101. And it's actually the first 3 books of the series. This is set up, you've seen Life's Cheat Sheets, plural. It's a series, whereas the first title is just singular. Well, it's actually going to change to add the S on because it's going to be this whole series. And that system is a way to get your mindset in that first section of chapters so that you're headed toward what you want to achieve in life. Accelerate Success with those Street Smart Skills is that second section, which is the meat, like I mentioned, marketing and sales, goal planning,
right,
negotiation and barter kinds of skills. And then the third set, Life Planning 101, is financial and estate planning and passive income streams. Shows you how to build those so you're not working so many dollars for so much an hour. And so that's the system that's put together.
Boy, there is so much there. That's why Jeff is going to be back on future programs to talk about that. And one of the chapters is called Control Your Mind to Control Your Future. Got about 30 seconds left. To sum up everything, that's where it all begins,
yes,
right? It all begins
driven.
Right up here.
And you listen to that little voice. Everybody has one. They may deny that, but they have it. And when you program that voice to head toward what you want out of life, it will get you there.
And so many times that little voice is saying something and maybe another part is saying, no, you can't accomplish that. And you're saying, yes, you can accomplish that if you really believe it.
About 80% are negative thoughts and limiting thoughts. And you've been pre-programmed through teachers and parents and everybody to try to protect you, that they limit your thought. And if you go into the goal planning section, it's all about thinking big and breaking the barriers and getting out of that limiting thought process, because you can accomplish much more if you just think you can.
There are so many good clues in there and things that you need to understand to be able to accomplish that. The book is called Life's Cheat Sheet, Crucial Success Habits School Never Taught You. Lifescheatsheets.com is the website. Jeff Wilson has been our guest. All this information available at our website, thisweekinamerica.us. Jeff will be back with us. Again, the book's available all across the country. Start with Amazon. You can walk down to your neighborhood bookstore and they'll be able to get it for you as well. Jeff, thank you for joining us. Look forward to having you back. I love that passive income.
It is.
So you don't have to be delivering papers to make money.
Right,
we'll come back to that analogy and we'll talk about that on another program. You're listening to This Week in America on the Blue Funk Broadcasting Radio Network.